8 times Michael Jordan scored 50-plus points in the playoffs, more than Kobe, Durant, LeBron, and Will combined. He owns more 40-point playoff games than Kareem, Iverson, Curry, and Wade put together. In fact, Jordan had more career games scoring 40-plus than games where he failed to reach 20 points. His aura was godlike. His trash talk was brutal. His dominance was physical. Opponents feared him, and while they needed perfect rest before facing the Bulls, Jordan could smoke cigars and drink before tip-off, then casually drop 40. He made greatness look effortless. 28 times he hit game-winning shots, including 7 in the playoffs. He earned 9 first-team all-defense selections, the most ever. He's the all-time blocks leader among guards. 6 seasons with over 200 steals, another record. Between 1991 and 1996, Jordan averaged over 30 points per game in 13 consecutive playoff series. He retired with 6 rings, 5 MVPs, and a perfect 6-0 finals record. But despite this seemingly invincible legacy, Jordan had weaknesses. He led the NBA in field goal attempts 9 times during the Chicago years. Early in his career, he was a ball hog. He had rough playoff games, and he certainly wasn't the friendliest teammate. So how good was Michael Jordan actually? And is he really the greatest of all time? Let's start with genetics and raw talent. Michael Jordan was supposed to be short. Nobody in his family stood taller than 5 feet 9 inches. As a high school sophomore, he was famously cut for varsity basketball because he was only 5 feet 11 inches. But the Jordans possessed supreme athleticism. His older brother Larry could dunk at 5 feet 8 inches. When an unexpected growth spurt pushed Michael to 6 feet 6 inches, he became unstoppable. By his senior year, Jordan averaged 27 points, 12 rebounds, and 6 assists. But despite his speed and athleticism, young MJ was still raw. He'd only played 2 years of high school basketball. As a freshman at North Carolina, Jordan averaged a modest 13 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists. He was the 3rd leading scorer behind James Worthy and Sam Perkins. His fundamentals, ball handling, and confidence weren't elite yet. Everything changed in the 1982 NCAA Finals when Michael hit the game winner against Georgetown, winning the national championship. Jordan called this the biggest turning point of his career. His confidence skyrocketed. Over the next 2 seasons under Dean Smith, Jordan became complete. He averaged 20 points, made first-team All-American twice, and won College Player of the Year as a junior in 1984. But based solely on college performance, it was hard to predict he'd dominate the NBA. Many legends before him, Kareem, Magic, Bird, Bill Walton, Bill Russell, Oscar Robertson, had far superior college careers. Because of modest college numbers, and because the 80s belonged to big men, Jordan was selected 3rd in the 1984 draft behind centers Hakeem, Olajuwon, and Sam Bowie. It took just 2 practices for the Bulls coach to call management and say they'd finally gotten the draft right. Jordan's mentality was clear from day one. Identify the team leader and go after him. Not with words, but through play. When the season started, Jordan needed only 3 games to score over 30 and 9 games to eclipse 40. By month's end, it was obvious Jordan should have been 1st overall. While Olajuwon looked like a star, Jordan was a supernova. Nobody in the league matched his speed. He blew past defenders with a single step, leaving them helpless. His athleticism was unmatched. His vertical leap and hang time seemed to defy physics. When MJ rose for a jumper, defenders who jumped simultaneously would fall back to earth while Jordan continued floating in the air, shooting completely unbothered. His high-flying feats and insane dunks made him the NBA's most popular player instantly. In 1986, despite playing just 3 games before an ankle injury, he was voted to the All-Star game. That same year in the playoffs, he set the playoff scoring record with 63 points against Boston. In 1987, Jordan led the NBA in scoring with 37 points per game, the 5th best output ever, behind only Wilt's early 60s dominance. But Jordan was miserable. Despite the fame and accolades, he kept losing. In his first 3 seasons, MJ won just 1 playoff game. That changed when GM Jerry Krause drafted Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen. In 1988, Jordan averaged 35 points on 54% shooting with 6 rebounds and 6 assists, winning his first MVP. He also won Defensive Player of the Year, one of only 5 players ever to win both awards in the same season. After the legendary 1988 dunk contest against Dominique Wilkins, some already called him the greatest they'd ever seen. But winning mattered most to Jordan. With Pippen and Grant, the Bulls won 50 games for the first time since 1974 and finally advanced in the playoffs, beating Cleveland with Jordan averaging 45 points per game. However, the experienced Pistons crushed them in round 2, 4-1. Individual greatness didn't translate to playoff wins, a lesson Jordan needed to learn. In 1989, Jordan hit his first legendary shot, simply known as the shot, beating Cleveland in the playoffs. But the Pistons eliminated them again in the conference finals. In 1990, same story. Jordan led the league in scoring and steals with elite efficiency, but the Pistons beat them for the 3rd straight year. After 6 seasons, MJ had a 25-29 playoff record, winning 5 series and losing 6. The media questioned his ability to play team basketball and whether he cared only about personal stats. In some ways, they were right. In the 80s, Jordan often tried scoring through double and triple teams, ignoring wide-open teammates. In 1989, he averaged a career-high 8 assists, but Jordan always looked to score first and pass second. Unlike Magic, Jokic, or Doncic who manipulate defenses with their vision, Jordan's passing was reactive. He passed only when someone was wide open. Despite his ridiculous scoring, the Bulls' offense was always average in the 80s. Everything changed in 1990 with Phil Jackson's arrival and Scottie Pippen's emergence. Pippen's passing and court vision created space for Jordan, who finally had someone he could trust to make plays consistently. But Pippen's value shined brightest on defense. With enormous wingspan, agility, and relentless energy, Scottie was exactly what Michael needed. Pippen's presence let Jordan play free safety, jump passing lanes for steals, and conserve energy since Scottie usually guarded the best opposing player. After agonizing Pistons defeats, MJ bulked up, unprecedented at the time when players rarely hit the weight room. When Jordan returned for 1991, he was still lightning quick and athletic, but now much stronger, allowing him to absorb contact and bully smaller players. Phil Jackson and Tex Winter installed the triangle offense, based on cutting and playmaking from the post. Jordan didn't need to force shots anymore. He received the ball closer to the basket where he dominated like never before. In 1991, Jordan won his 2nd MVP. The Bulls had the NBA's best offense and crushed the Eastern Conference, sweeping the Nets, beating the 76ers in 5, then finally getting revenge on the Pistons with a sweep. Detroit famously walked off before the final buzzer, refusing to shake hands. In the finals, Magic Johnson and the Lakers took Game 1 at home. But Phil Jackson adjusted, having Pippen guard Magic, which turned the series around. In Game 2, Jordan dazzled with an iconic move, switching hands mid-air for an acrobatic layup. The Bulls won the next 4 games. Jordan's hunger was finally satisfied. He averaged 31 points, 8.5 assists, 6.5 rebounds, 2.5 steals, and 1.5 blocks on a career-high 56% shooting. The 1992 season brought more peak Jordan, another scoring title with elite efficiency. First team All-Defense, another MVP. The Bulls won a franchise record 67 games with the league's best offense. In the finals against Portland, the media claimed Clyde Drexler was better because Jordan couldn't shoot from outside. MJ responded by nailing 6 threes and scoring 35 points in the first half of Game 1, both finals records, in what's forever remembered as the Shrug Game. The Bulls won in 6 with Jordan averaging 36 points. After the Dream Team experience in Barcelona, Pippen and Jordan entered the 93 season exhausted. But MJ still led the NBA in scoring, his 7th straight title, and in steals. In the finals against Charles Barkley's Suns, the league MVP and regular season's best team, Jordan was determined. After the Suns won games 3 and 5, Jordan buried them with 55 points in Game 4, the second highest finals scoring game ever. In Game 6, trailing in the fourth quarter, Jordan kept the Bulls alive. Everyone expected Jordan to take the final shot, but he passed early to set up John Paxson for the open game winner. Three-peat complete. Jordan finished averaging August 6th, 41 on 51% shooting and 40% from three. His basketball IQ, winning mentality, and physical dominance synced in perfect harmony. Compared to his early years, the growth was evident. When needed, he pressed full court defensively. When no one could score, he carried the Bulls. When doubled, he gave up the ball without playing hero. Physically, he was much stronger, mastering footwork and post-up game. His turnaround jumper was unstoppable. He'd hang in the air impossibly long before releasing the cleanest shot imaginable. Everyone knew he was the best alive, and many believed after the three-peat he was already the greatest of all time. But 1 month later, his father was killed. Jordan retired for a year and a half. 18 months and a minor league baseball stint later, the itch returned. Jordan released the most famous two-word press release ever: "I'm back." In his fifth game back, he dropped 55 points against the Knicks in the infamous double nickel game. But overall, Jordan struggled, shooting a career-low 41%. Playing baseball for 18 months took a bite out of his greatness. In the second round against Orlando, despite averaging 31 points on 48% shooting, the Bulls lost. Orlando's size with Shaq and former Bull Horace Grant outmuscled them. The Bulls responded by adding Dennis Rodman, the best rebounder ever and one of the fiercest defenders. They'd already added Steve Kerr, the most accurate three-point shooter ever, along with defensive dog Ron Harper and versatile Tony Kukoc. In 1996, the Bulls became only the second team ever to lead the NBA in both offensive and defensive rating. Their plus 13.4 net rating remains the best ever. Their 72-10 record was the best of all time. Jordan won MVP, averaging 30-6-4. In the playoffs, only the Sonics showed resistance. Gary Payton slowed Jordan down, but couldn't beat him. Chicago won their fourth title with Michael crying in the locker room. The first championship without his father. The 1997 season brought 69 wins and another easy path to the finals, losing just 2 games in 3 series. Against Utah's Stockton-Malone duo, the series became legendary for the flu game. Jordan suffering from food poisoning and fever before pivotal Game 5. Despite illness, Jordan squeezed every atom of strength to score 38 points. The Bulls won 90-88. In Game 6, Jordan trusted Steve Kerr with the final shot. Kerr delivered. When the 1998 season started, the Bulls were running on fumes. Pippen had injury problems and disputes. Rodman was more reckless than ever, but they still had Michael. Despite diminished athleticism and efficiency, Jordan could still win games solo. The Bulls finished 62-10, with Pippen missing half the season. Jordan won his 5th MVP. In the finals against Utah again, in a tough defensive series, Jordan proved his clutch factor once more, hitting arguably the most famous shot in NBA history over Byron Russell. 6 championships in 8 years. 6 finals MVPs. Basketball immortality achieved. Jordan retired for the second time, ending his prime. We can summarize his Bulls career in 3 parts. First, 1984 to 1990, the most athletic player in the NBA, a scoring machine beating players with pure speed, but lacking quality teammates he trusted. Second, 1991 to 1993, the first three-peat when he slowed down, but became physically stronger, mastered all facets of the game, improved his shot, and started trusting teammates. Third, 1996 to 1998, the second three-peat with the deepest, most versatile team in the NBA. Jordan lost quickness, but remained the best player. Like a Ferrari losing 100 horsepower, but still faster than everything else. Even when Jordan wasn't his best, he was still the best in the league. If you divided his career into 3 parts, each would suffice for a Hall of Fame career alone. Jordan was the best player in the world for over a decade, something only Wilt, Kareem, and LeBron can claim. But while Kareem's accomplishments matched Jordan's, he wasn't the best player on his team for 3 championships and only has 2 finals MVPs compared to Jordan's 6. Wilt's 60 scoring was impossible to match, but he won just 2 titles, constantly losing to Bill Russell. LeBron might be the most complete player ever and is the statistical GOAT.